Good afternoon, teacher. My name is David Tumala. I'm going to explain the seventh lesson plan. The lesson plan was designed for a period of 45 minutes and taking into account the second year of senior high schools, which according to the SERV, students will uh, have a B1.1 English level, and the TEFL objectives was developed taking into account the four strands, such as listening, speaking, reading, and writing. That is to say, the students will be able to use the phrasal verbs, the verb and infinitives, and suffixes and prefixes um, in lectures and in writing skills and in the speaking skills. Um, the method that I choose were a bilingual approach and content-based language teaching. And the strategies I chose for this lesson plans were the leveled questions and a word group and visual aids and realia. Talking about the anticipatory set, I'm going to show real object to my class in order to develop many kind of phrasal verbs, uh, uh, and using it uh, to form such phrasal verbs, uh, or gerund or infinitives or prefixes and suffixes, um, uh, in the development of the sentences about the real object. Like main teaching input, I'm going to ask different kind of questions uh, or level questions in order to have an idea of the uh, level of students, and planned a hierarchical question in order to um, help my students improve their skills. Next, I'm going to provide word vault or columns uh, and paste or write on the blackboard. It could be possible that I write a column for phrasal verbs, a column for gerund, a column for infinitives, a column for the suffixes, and the last columns for the prefixes. Next, I am going to have the class repeat uh, all of such words in order to students internalize their pronunciation. Then I'm going to uh, choose any kind of real object undeveloped uh, sentences with the use of the given word on the blackboard. Next, I'm going to group uh, sentences, maybe two or three, and I'm going to give a real object in order to they uh, imitate the action uh, that I did. Next, I'm going to provide another real object to each student uh, in order to Um, each student has developed any kind of sentences using uh, whatever kind of the proposed grammatical points. Then I'm going to access uh, this action. And next, I'm going to provide feedback in order to refresh the thought in class. Like modeling, I'm going to show my students how to develop um, um, any kind of sentences using such as phrasal verb um, as gerund and infinitive and prefixes and suffixes also. Talking about the guided reading, guided activities, I'm going to um, choose any kind of real object and give to each group of students in order to they um, form maybe two or three or five sentences uh, related to the proposed grammatical points. After that, I'm going to provide another real object. But at this time, students will act independently and develop the described activities. That is to say, they have to write um, similar sentences, but using the new real object. Talking about the assessment, I'm going to use the pre-planned level of question in order to uh, have my students answer this kind of question. And in this time, I'm going to get my ideas about the English level of the students and try to help them in order to improve their English skills. And finally, I'm going to uh, follow with the last part of the class, which consists on closing review and follow up. Like closing, I'm going to provide feedback to all the structured taught in class. Uh, Briefly, due to the short period of class time, and talking about the follow up, I'm going to um, give my students a specific real object in order to they give this real object to your home and try to mentalize many sentences, only 5 sentences, in order to use this real object, but related to the real environment in which the students actually live. That is all, and thanks.